So what do you want to live? 劏房 ，OK， or nanoparticle， 唔係 nano apartment， OK， 嗰啲叫咩in Hong Kong we are so poor, OK， although we are actually so-called we consider ourselves a developed city, but a lot of people live in very cramped space in Hong Kong, OK， so what we have discussed so far, assuming there's only one compartment, okay? Do you want to live in a nano apartment that you do everything in your, it's like your hostel, right? With your, you share a room with your roommate, but you do not have a kitchen. Probably you don't, right? You need to do the kitchen even the toilet, you need to go outside, right? Okay, it's like a hostel room with only one compartment, one door and several windows. But imagine life gets an upgrade. So how about a cell with more compartments? So in this case, you do everything inside your room. You do the reading, you eat, you cook, you even have your toilet, everything, you do it in your nano apartment, 劏房, right, or whatever. But how about what happened, you know? What we were talking about is just one compartment, inside, outside. But in eukaryotic cells, when the cellular structure becomes more complicated, actually you can have more than one rooms, right? You can have kitchens, you can have sitting room, you can have dining room, you can have a room that you study room, right? Okay, and maybe one room that you play a video game, whatever. Okay, you want that. So here, and also, you want a house which is much bigger, right? That have different rooms and have a specialized in different functions. So this is actually exactly what happened during the evolutions when the life actually evolved from bacteria, prokaryotic cells, into a more complicated eukaryotic cells, which is as shown in the next slide. Okay? This is actually, I try to do it, this is actually get it from figure 1.4, which comparing real size, okay, the scale of a bacterial cells, we call it prokaryotic cells, without a true nucleus, which is something like that, to a chunky, huge eukaryotic cells, a typical eukaryotic cells, right? So you see the size is already, eukaryotic cell is like a Big Mac, okay, it's much bigger. And not only is bigger, okay, inside the bacterial cells, okay, prokaryotic cell means without a true nucleus. Okay, you do everything here. The DNA is actually okay, there's only one compartment, major compartment. You do the protein synthesis, you do everything inside the cell. It's actually also so small. But in the case of eukaryotic cells, now you have evolved, the cells have actually evolved to have different compartments. And between these compartments are separated again by membrane. Okay, you only have, it's like your sitting room, you have a wall and a door, right? Again, the same concept also applies. But in addition to a bacterial cell, we only one membrane. Now you have membrane inside membrane, a lot of membrane system inside your cells. Okay, and this is eukaryotic cells, become more complicated. And you have, okay, and eukaryotic cells it actually means a cells with a true nucleus. One of the very prominent features that you can easily observe in a eukaryotic cell is the nucleus. Okay, it's got a big nucleus, contain the DNA information, genetic codes inside the nucleus. And then you have also various other different specialized organelles. For example, you have a lot of all these organelles are all membrane-enclosed compartments. We call it organelles. Okay, it's like an organ. Okay, if an organ, okay, if you talk about a human, you have a liver as an organ. So if you use this analogy to the cells, within the cell, you've got these organelles, small organs, that are specialized in different functions. Okay, so this this is the concept of eukaryotic cells got an upgrade. Okay, so here I'd like to give you some idea of the eukaryotic cells. One, in terms of compartment, it has many more internal compartments, such as the nucleus. And one thing is that they're all membrane bound, and they all specialize in their specialized function. For example, nucleus is the place where they store the genetic information. It's like if you think of it like a, it's not the CPU. I rather think it's a lot more like the hard disk, okay, where you store all the DNA sequences, okay, the genetic information there. You can have a organelle called, where is it? Okay, yeah, mitochondria. Okay, mitochondria is the place that produce large amount of ATP. I'm going to talk about the functions of mitochondria next week. It's like a power plant within the cells. Depending on what kind of cell you're talking about. If it's a plant cell, you have chloroplasts that do undergo photosynthesis, and you have organelle like different endoplasmic reticulum is where a lot of biosynthetic, it's like a factory, it's a biosynthetic factory where like lipid, a lot of other biomolecules are actually synthesized in that organelle.